Bards believe that life and creation were spoken into existence, and that those cosmic echoes still resound throughout the worlds. It is for this reason that words and music have power, and bards are called to that power. Through art, acts, and rhythm, the bards wield incredible power, including the power to influence those around them. Alright, let's get started with our bard build today. We're going to take a look at our gear, and we're going to see we have some red dyed leather. It's going to have protection on breaking and mending. And I got some chain leggings here, protection on breaking and mending. And I got some netherite boots, still protection on breaking and mending, but I did throw some thorns one onto there. And then, of course, for the bard, I'm going to give it a wicked crossbow. It's got unbreaking, multi-shot, quick charge, and mending. With the quick charge, it actually charges really quick, and with the multi-shot, it shoots 3. Since bards typically kind of act on the outside of battle, I figured a nice ranged weapon would really complement the class. Alright, now we're going to have to grab these 3 items here to make our abilities. The first one is going to be a firework rocket. I chose lime just because it's a nice contrasting color to the red tunic that the bard has. The next one is a nautilus shell. And then the third one is a goat horn, but this is the call horn. It sounds like the THX sound. So we're going to open up an anvil. We're going to put these in first, the firework. And then this one we're going to go ahead and name Distract. This is going to be for an ability that distracts your enemies. The Nautilus Shell, we're going to rename Inspire. This is a nice boost for your allies. And this one here, the Goat Horn. This one we're going to call Sonic. And this one is actually going to deal physical damage. Then we're going to need to do a structure block. If you don't know how to get one, it's going to be give at s structure _ block. Once you get that, go ahead and set it down, and then we're going to click on the inside, adjust the sizes and the X, Y, and Z all to 1, and then you're going to switch the Y offset from -1 to +1, and that's going to give you this empty block that is directly above the structure block. It's like a sensor area. So now I'm going to take that distract firework, and I'm going to drop that down in there. And then if I were to click on the inside again, I will be able to see that that firework is in the box. If you don't see it, try again. You want that to be in there. And then I'm going to save this one as Distract. I'm going to do the same thing with the Nautilus Shell Inspire. And then the Goat Horn. We're going to name that one Sonic. Alright, now that you got all that done, you can go ahead and get rid of those. We're going to be using commands to get those back. Alright, starting with our command block build today, we're going to have a repeating, always active command block. That's a test 4 command, looking for @a tag = bard. So that'll activate as soon as somebody has the bard tag. It's going straight into a comparator to give it a redstone pulse, and then a repeater to make that pulse strong again. Then it splits off. I have the typical loop over here that we always do, and then I have a chain. So first, let's get into this chain. I have an unticked repeater that's going into an impulse needs redstone command block. It's going to be execute @a tag = bard ~1 ~. So it's at my head location, and then I'm going to do the structure load command for distract, which is the firework. So this will load that in right at your head, which is pretty much immediately putting it in your inventory. Next up, I have a chain conditional always active command block. And this one is going to be /execute @a tag = bard ~1 ~, just like the last one. But this one is structure load inspire. That's going to be the Nautilus Shell that we renamed and saved. And then the last one, you probably guessed, chain conditional always active. Again, execute @a tag = bard. This time the structure load is for Sonic. That's going to be the Goat Horn. Now splitting off the other way on the redstone, you'll see that we go into a comparator. Now I have a repeater that's fully ticked coming right off of that. And then I have a repeater that's fully ticked going into the side. All the rest of the blocks are just going to be redstone dust. And then I have 3 command blocks that are being powered. The first one, impulse needs redstone. We're going to use an effect command @a tag = bard. And we're going to give village hero. Village hero gives you better trades with all the villagers. Since bards are a charisma-based class, they're able to barter and get better deals, so that will reflect in how the trades are with the villagers. Next over here, Impulse needs Redstone. Again, another effects command for @A, tag equals bard, but this time it's saturation. As traveling musicians and showmen, typically bards are well versed with not eating for days, and they are not affected by food conditions that normal people would be. The third one is Impulse needs Redstone, and that's going to be the effect for slow falling. So just like with the Cleric, I believe it was, you will fall at a slower rate. Alright, so I have some command blocks over here. These are all just going to be for the abilities that we have. Let's start off with the biggest one here, which I know it looks complicated, but don't worry, it's really not that bad. The first one is going to be repeating, always active, and that's going to be a test for @E, type equals fireworks rocket. Make sure that S is there. I know it's not in the item name when you look at it, but you need that there for the command. That's fireworks. Then we have a comparator that's going to run directly into an impulse command block. And this one here is going to be set block with a set of coordinates, and then we're going to set a redstone block. That set of coordinates is actually right here above this command block, and I'll get to that again in just a moment. First, I want to show this one. So this is a chain command block that's going to run every time that this one sets that block there. What this is going to do, chain conditional always active, no delay. It's going to execute @A, tag equals bard, tilde, tilde, tilde. Structure load distracts, tilde, tilde, 1, tilde. So this is going to give you the firework back once you launch it. So once that's in the air and it gets detected, it's going to set a redstone block here. The first one that I'm going to go through is this repeating needs redstone command block. That's going to execute at any player with the bard tag, @A, tag equals bard. And then it's going to execute at any mobs within a radius of 20 blocks. You'll see it's @E, family equals mob, R equals 20. It's going to make them teleport to the same position they're in, but they're going to face the player that's a bard. So when I shoot the firework up, I'm going to get about 10 seconds of all the mobs around me just staring at me because I just shot this super bright firework up into the air. And that works because this command block down here, where the redstone is going to be summoned on top of, Impulse needs redstone, and this has a delay of 150 game ticks, and that's going to set air into that exact same coordinate. So after 150 game ticks, which is a little bit over 10 seconds if I'm not mistaken, 10 to 15 seconds in there, that redstone block is going to get replaced with air, and the mobs are going to be free to move about the cabin, you know what I mean? Moving on to the next one over here, I have another repeating always active command block. This one is a test for @A, tag equals bard, has item equals, and then we're doing the curvy brackets, item equals nautilus shell, location equals slot, .weapon, .main hand. So this is going to check for when the bard has the inspire shell in his hand. So once you pull that shell out, it's going to power up this command block right away, which has no delay on it. It's just an impulse needs redstone, but that's an effect command giving all players strength. That's going to be for 20 seconds at level 3. So you and all of your allies are going to get a strength boost when you start playing music from the nautilus shell. I have not put a sound file onto that yet because Minecraft really doesn't have a lot of great sounds for music. I was thinking about maybe a record, but I have not yet. Moving on to the last one here. This is going to be the goat horn called Sonic. You'll see we have a repeating always active command block. And just like the last one, it's test for @A. And then we're doing has item. And then curvy bracket, item equals goat horn. Data equals 5. That's to make sure that it's the call goat horn. If you don't use that, it's gonna, if you just leave data equals 5 out, it's gonna look for the original one. Location equals slot, .weapon, .main hand. And that is going to be, again, when you have it in your hand. That's gonna power this command block here. Now you'll see I have a delay of 50 ticks on this. That's because I want to give you time to actually play the horn because it does have a sound file when you use it. And then it's going to execute this command. So it's going to start off executing @A, tag equals bard, has item, goat horn, location, slot, weapon, main hand, data equals 5. So it's at your position, the bard with that horn out in his hand. Then it's going to execute at all the mobs within a radius of 10. And it's going to damage them 20 damage with sonic damage from an entity attack. Anything nearby when you use that is going to take sonic damage. Not the players, of course, just mobs. If you enjoy wielding the power of the gods, then check out the Cleric class, where you are a servant warrior of the divine. You can even heal your allies. This is Browncoat67. I'll catch you next time.